Wastebook Podcast, episode 11. What's up, everybody? Welcome. So good to see you here yet again. If you're hearing me, means you're still alive and you've made it this far through the quarantine because you didn't kill the people that you're stuck indoors with yet, and they haven't killed you. That's a good thing. I mean, the only positive thing in this whole ordeal I can say is more people are going to be watching esports now. It's the only thing on TV for a competitive type of event. It's the only thing. You have esports, competitive gaming. Oh, how the turntables. The same people tweeting at ESPN, not a sport, are now like, yo, this stuff's actually pretty interesting. I've had 3 Bud Lights, and these flying cars are piquing my interest. Man, speaking of Bud Light, well, kind of segueing into that. I'm wearing a hoodie in today's stream. It's a Champion hoodie, okay? This is legit, all right? This is like a $555 hoodie with a grease stain on it, okay? And if it didn't have the grease stain, it'd be about $450. It's authenticity that people look for in fashion today. My hair is my hair's a sight, let me tell you. Who's taking care of themselves this much? Like really? I mean, I'm even putting myself on camera, and I'm still just at the point where I just kind of like brush my hair with 4 of my fingers. Not even my whole hand, just most of the fingers. Just the effort we're losing little bits of effort by the day. We have to keep on keeping on. That's what the great Hideo Kojima told us in Death Stranding, okay? Keep on keeping on. No, he didn't invent that phrase, but we're going to pretend he did. All right? It's okay. We're losing our effort, but I'm hoping that you guys have found something to keep yourself sane during this time. I've been seeing tweets and updates on Facebook and posts on Instagram during this whole pandemic where people are stuck inside, and people are saying that they're bored. Now, if I could just remind you, anybody that's saying that they're bored because they're stuck inside, it's 2020. Okay? Now, if you're not following me, we have, obviously 2020, so we do have books still. That is a thing. We have books. We have the internet with unlimited access to any type of content you want. Anything that you can muster in your heart of hearts, anything that you desire. You can stream so much content on Hulu, on Netflix. There are countless Netflix shows and original shows on Hulu and Amazon shows and dude, and streams, Twitch streams. Bro, the amount of people that I said are watching esports now that aren't used to it, I mean, it's crazy. You have what about if you're listening to this, podcasts? You have podcasts. You have, in general, none of the content, none of that consumable content that I've mentioned, but just other hobbies that you may or may not have had. There are so many things to do in 2020 that don't require going outside. You're not allowed to be bored. You're really not allowed. How is the especially if you're a child. Granted, you kids, you don't stand a fucking chance compared to someone like me because I didn't grow up with my face in an iPad. So you're going to have a lot of learning issues. That's okay. That's how we evolve as humans. We're going to become one with the computer. It's all right. Just wait a generation or two. It'll happen. But for me, I was lucky enough to be dumb without internet access. And I'm very, very thankful for that, because as I got old enough, internet was more prevalent. And then, Netflix existing in its current form. This is like saying, if I was 10 years old and they were like, hey, we don't have to go to Blockbuster anymore. And then after I'm done crying, they would say, no, that's because you can get anything from Blockbuster on your TV. Anything. All right, great. But now I'm kind of losing my own argument here, because I just realized that even if my mother told me that, I would still cry, because I still would want to go to Blockbuster. I would still want to enjoy the experience of leaving the house, going to the store, thinking about all the options, getting there, going up and down the aisles and checking out what new movies they had, what new games they had, the snack aisle. Oh boy, it was like being in an actual movie theater. It was. So I can see that. Yes, in the heavily extroverted individuals are going to be very bored. Very bored. There's going to be a lot of personality changes probably during the quarantine, because everyone's going to be figuring out all the shit that they didn't even know that they liked. I tried watching anime a couple weeks ago. That was awesome. I've never really gotten into any anime. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I remember I tweeted that out once before, and it was like my highest activity I've ever gotten on a tweet ever. So that's how passionate people are for that kind of thing. I'm glad that there's a lot of opinions out there. When we started this podcast, though, I mentioned, what was it? I was mentioning that we're losing effort now, and now because of all of this stuff, just not being able to go outside, I had to download Hinge again. I really did. Yeah, the dating apps. I'm giving him another shot because I don't care anymore. I figured it out. Since we can't leave, since we feel like our dogs and cats now we know how they feel. We're just seeing people from the window just makes your day. You hear a knock at the door and you just dart your head. Like, who's there? Who's that? You get so excited just to see the mailman. Man, I had to. I don't care anymore, though, because we're not leaving the house. So I downloaded the app because I'm thinking, hey, anytime we can hang out before 2021, it's okay with me. That's gravy. We can do that. Because all the burden has been lifted, Everybody's kind of in the same boat. So we're just got to kind of float along and keep on keeping on. That's what we're here for. Because if we just stay inside, then we can go have fun sooner. We can't. No one's staying inside the way that they should be, though. If you're reading anything on the news, there's still people not social distancing themselves. When it's so annoying because people don't like you in their personal space anyway. Like I've from my experience, if you got close to people, they would be uncomfortable. A stranger would be uncomfortable. Obviously. They don't know who you are, what you're about, what you're doing. Now that there is a global pandemic where we have to stay away from each other or we're going to spread a deadly illness, everybody wants to touch butts. The only time it's appropriate to touch butts is with your uncles and cousins when you have to compare heights at your family gatherings. Otherwise, butts don't touch. So why does everyone need to go to Walmart and the grocery store and this and that and be up everyone's ass? All of a sudden. This is why the media blows, because if people just did their thing normally, went about their business, then the stores would not be out of toilet paper. Isn't that a fact? The stores would not be out of anything. It would just be normal. And we probably wouldn't have as many cases as we do. Man, I've also realized, by the way, I don't scroll. I haven't been scrolling my feed, man, on this podcast. I have not been doing it. I admit, have not been doing it as much in episodes because I've been having a lot of topics that I've been just talking about in general and riffing on. But also, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Sometimes it can be kind of annoying to go through the feeds. And then I forgot that there's this beautiful button on Facebook for the most recent posts instead of that algorithm that they try to push on you. So that makes it all better. That now Facebook's actually usable. Oh, we have fun here. Man, dude, people are posting that they're gaining weight on social media now during all this. And I was saying that this morning. Everyone's going to be drinking a lot more. Everyone's going to be doing a lot more drugs. Everyone's going to be eating a lot more food. A lot more home-cooked food. Well, or actually, there's probably more takeout orders for restaurants than ever right now. So if you work in takeout, God bless you. Because I've worked in pizza delivery places. I've delivered pizza for like 4 or 5 years. You guys watched my Tales from the Pizza Guy series when I would share my stories from the road. I worked there. I worked in like a cheesesteak shop. I've never worked in like a legitimate restaurant, but those takeout spots I've definitely been at. And I can only imagine because on a slightly above average busy day, you're annoyed. So what's it like now? The only good part is that you don't have to directly interact with customers in these shops anymore. It's all these contactless orders and contactless deliveries. Shit, I had to order something from Best Buy a couple weeks ago, and I went to pick it up at the store, and I had to park in the parking lot, and they walked it out to me and put it in my back seat window. No touchy, nothing. That's crazy. Shit ain't gonna be going back to normal either. I mean, I've been thinking more about it, and things changed, and then like slightly never went back to normal after there's these big global events. Same thing with this. Now that we're doing all the social distancing stuff, you're gonna see a lot of changes, and I just want to go to a concert. I just want to go to a wrestling show. I just want to do all that cool shit again. I can't. And imagine how fucking lit any restaurant is going to be after this is all done. Any bar. Everything is going to be fucking awesome once it's done and over with. But holy shit. Stay inside, people. Like, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. People are going to start getting better at video games, man, playing a lot more. Oh, man, we're going to have Noob Christmas all over again. You guys want to know what Noob Christmas is? Noob Christmas is when you play a game Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, the week of Christmas, and you just have an influx of noobs because they just got that game or that console that you're on or whatever, and you're just mucking them all up, and it's amazing. And I remember my parents, I'm living with them temporarily, and they were waiting for their house to get built, so they were living with me for the time being. They were, I mentioned to my parents, my dad especially, I said to him, I was like, don't worry, by the time you guys leave here, you're going to love video games. Trust me, I'm going to get you guys involved, get you all caught up to speed, okay? And, dude, fast forward like 2 hours later after me playing Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Dude, I was trying so hard not to smash my controller in front of my parents, and then I just took off my headset and turned to my dad and said, you shouldn't play video games. Ever. Don't. Because I don't want a father that's going to punch me in the snout. I don't think, nah, it'll be okay. I don't want to have emotional scars when I'm 30. Okay? I'm still learning. I'm still figuring things out. I'm a 30-year-old boy. as Edward Norton would say in Fight Club. And and my fridge looks like the fridge in Fight Club. The inside of it, I have ketchup for dinner, pretty much ketchup sandwiches. But how can you have ketchup sandwiches if you can't afford bread? Oh, because you're so funny and you have your own podcast. Shut up. All right? My God. You know what it took? Do you know what it takes to do your own podcast? Okay? You need a microphone and $10 a month to upload all the podcasts to Spotify. All right? So that's why I can't afford bread. Dude, I want to say to the people that are in the same boat as me dating wise, and if you guys don't use those dating apps, good. Don't ever do that to yourself. Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. But I do, because I'm chock full of good ideas, like this podcast. And you guys ever see on those profiles of like the dating profiles, those girls, it's actually always girls that do this, where they're oh my God, dude. Yeah, all right, so all I gotta say is that there's two kinds of people in the world, you know. There's people that are like girls that'll say, don't contact me unless you got your shit together, unless you got a job, unless you're successful. And then you got girls that'll say, self-employed at Boss Ass Bitch Incorporated. Dude, why do girls do that? Some, not all of them, some, a very small, of at least a good sample size. I've seen this. They'll put like, I'm a boss ass bitch. I don't want to date you. I don't want to work for you. Because you're a boss ass bitch. I'm not an employee. I would like to date you and not work for you. Does that make sense? I'm self-employed at Boss Ass Bitch Incorporated. Dude, you got your salary's your parents' money. You don't have any. What are you doing? All right. Now, this is what's so fucked up. I have such a one-sided perspective on this. I notice all of these weird quirks about girls' profiles. I don't notice any that the guys do. I don't notice them because I only see the girls on the app. Now, if I went and cycled through about a dozen or so guy profiles, like if I switched my thing on my preferences from women to men, like all of a sudden they were just like, oh, maybe he's trying out some new stuff. Maybe this quarantine's got him feeling a little confused. I think I would be able to pick it out pretty quickly. I mean, I don't even need to do that, where I know there's apparently a shocking amount of guys that have shirtless pictures as their default. And then I think of that. And if you were to ask me like, hey man, what do you think of this shirtless picture of me? 100% of the time, my answer is going to be shit. Even if we're looking at it based just on vanity, people that are putting their pictures of like just them in like the mirror with no shirt, the same people that are just cutting themselves off at the chin, they're like, look at how much work, look at all of the work I put in down here. And then people are like, yeah, but what's going on up here? No, don't worry about that. That is not important. It's all about what's going on down here. Look at all this good stuff. Yeah, but how am I going to recognize you when we... That's not what should be on your mind. You should be checking out all this stuff. Priorities, people. How are we supposed to date? It's just like, you know what? Hey, could you take your shirt off for me? And then when you go like this, be like, hey, stop right there. Freeze. Keep it just like that. It's like, but you can't see my face. Oh, that's great. And I can't talk as well. Oh, that's even better. Stay that way. Man, that's so insane to me that people will have that as their default picture. Because it just tells you, hey, I have no personality, and my brain's such a pea that I can't fathom getting one or figuring things out myself. So, fuck it. Check this out. Boom! 12-pack. Yeah, baby. I call these the White Claws. Yeah, watch out. They'll scratch you. They'll get you. That's no different than if I were taking pictures of me next to a 6'5" yardstick or some sort of height measurement chart, something like that. Just a giant novelty ruler. You know, like that would be the same thing as me just being like in my picture, like a selfie. Every selfie, you just see a height chart. 6'5" right here. Every single picture, no matter where I'm at. I'm at the club and like some girls here, or my boys here, and then I got my giant novelty ruler right here that I stole from. Like, I don't even. Where would you get one of those? Like you would have to steal it from a classroom. Which they stole from the Magic School Bus. That's the same thing. Except I didn't have to work at this. This just happened. So when people bust their ass in the gym, they're like, fuck it, I'm going to show off all this hard work. Cool. That's great. That's awesome. What else you got? Just figured I'd throw that out there. Are you going to talk about your macros when we go out? Probably. Because you got to think, if you look at the picture and see that, they're probably just really, 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 really into fitness. They're going to be really, 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 really into themselves. A lot more than they're into you. So when you talk to them, they're most likely going to be talking about fitness or diets or calories or protein farts. Like now for me, for example, if you go through my pictures, it's me like casting on the desk, looking good in a suit, taking some pictures with friends at events, stuff like that. So granted, you could probably figure out maybe if you put two and two together that when we go out, eventually I'm going to reference a video game. And then I wonder why I'm alone. You know? If you guys it was 6 episodes ago, I was like, hey guys, I'm off Hinge now. Fast forward, we're back at it. We're back, it's like clocking in, you know? You just we gotta go to work. You know how it is. There's a lot of layoffs. It's crazy. And I'm not talking about companies laying off their workers. No, I mean relationship layoffs. Girls like, yeah, you know what? We can't see each other during this time, so whatever. Long-term relationship or long-distance relationships, those are really what we have to all have now. If you're not living with your significant other, that's what we have to deal with. So, yeah, there's been a lot of layoffs, and I have fallen victim to that. But that's okay, because when I was mentioning earlier, before 2021, any time before that, I'm good. Because I took 5 years to myself where I was not really actively looking, more focusing on myself, and I got to do a bunch of cool shit. I got to travel the world. I got to cast for Esports on one of my favorite franchises of all time. I could not have been happier. And I think I did that because I focused so much on myself instead of things that probably weren't important, Just I was focusing on the important things, on my potential, and then letting everything else fall into place. And then I poked my head out for just a tad, just a nibble. And I got fucking burned. So you know what? Good. I'm glad we're all stuck inside, because I wasn't going to leave the house for another 5 years anyway. And FOMO is now gone. That's not a thing anymore. If you guys know that, there's somebody tweeted this. I recall on my feed earlier that, dude, for FOMO, it's just not a thing anymore. FOMO is the fear of missing out. FOMO. Now we're getting used to JOMO, the joy of missing out. It's always like people are like, man, I really wish I can go to TwitchCon. Man, I really wish I can go to that concert. Or I really wish I could go to this or that. Nobody can. So we're not missing anything. That's the only problem. Can't physically go do things and see your friends. But man, you can connect with your friends in any way, shape, or form you can think of other than physically. FaceTime and video chats or playing games online, sexting, whatever you guys are into, you can do it with your buddies, okay? So again, I don't think we get to be bored. We get to lose our minds a little bit, but we don't really get to be bored, you know? This tweet says, Pornhub gives people an unrealistic and unhealthy idea of how quickly a plumber will come to your house. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of a realistic idea, though, of how effective they are at actually fixing anything. Well, this part down here looks like it's going to need some new pipes or something, and then all that stuff falls apart. What are you doing? I thought as I was pantomiming that whole porn scene, I thought somebody was coming to kill me because my cat is jiggling my door handle. She is losing her mind too. She's like, oh my God, if I have to listen to this podcast for another 5 minutes, I'm going to eat the other cat. She's trying to leave. You're actually trying to leave? Yeah, she's just like, please, for the love of God, let me out. If she actually pops the door open, I'm going to have to get up and run now. Oh my God. Man, I am so ready to play Valorant tomorrow. Or Valorant. I called it Valorant. Never mind. This new game coming out, new free game. That's going to be taking up all of my goddamn time. That's why you need to play games right now. I got my parents an Amazon Fire Stick to watch shows while they're stuck inside, and it's the same shit on all the time. Well, if you use the Philo app. That Philo app is actually kind of like, it's okay. Oh my God. You guys ever see these react videos teens react to? I like the old people react videos where the old people react to like Grand Theft Auto. Would you stop trying to leave the apartment, please? Okay, I'm funny. So you have these videos of old people trying to react to like Grand Theft Auto or like crazy EDM songs and shit like that. And they're like, oh, this is so angry. And then you'll have like the one old guy like, I like it. I'm digging it. This is my kind of jive. He's like saying everything he thinks is cool to try and relate. Me just holding this frame here for just however many seconds I did it, am I going to get copyrighted for that? I might have to block it out. I played that 3 weeks ago, I was doing this podcast and I played that coronavirus song. You remember that rap song where the guy's like, oh shit, you got coronavirus. You remember that song? I played it for 10 seconds. Dude, whoever made that in their room, in their parents' house, under the covers at 1 a.m. so they didn't wake anyone up and get in trouble, the motherfucker put a claim on it. The guy's a genius. He's a fucking genius. He fucking boomed me. He made the shittiest song ever that was also somehow catchy and that about this terrible pandemic. It was only going to be used for meme and TikTok purposes, and the motherfucker actually has ad revenue being ripped from it. Kudos to him. Brilliant. I love it. That's securing the fucking bag, my friends. That's what that is. Y'all ever been in a long-distance friendship with your best friend? That shit hurts. Wait, y'all ever been in a long-distance friendship with your best friend? Yeah, a girl posted that, so nope. Don't know what that means. Do guys ever do that? Like, we'll like miss our friends, but it's more like, hey, cocksucker, like when you see them again. Has a girl ever done that? Like, not seen her best friend for like 3 years and then call her a hoe ass bitch when she sees her? Actually, the best friends do that. The best friends. Man, scrolling the feed. Deadpool is in Fortnite, man. Did you see that? Holy shit. Does anybody even play that game anymore, man? I stopped so long ago. I can't bother, man. It changed way too much. That's probably why most people don't listen to or watch Wastebook anymore, because it's changed too much. Oh, he got him. He got himself. Everybody. You didn't think it was possible. I don't know. The next couple weeks will be interesting. I've been seeing a lot of good news in terms of cases for the whole virus that's going around. So I'm hoping as long as we stay indoors, listen to podcasts, watch all the YouTube videos, watch them all. Watch all of mine. I wonder how long that would take, honestly. Luckily, if you put them on a playlist, I think it tells you on YouTube how long the time would be. Man. I feel like a lot of the times I need to scroll through my feed on my Hinge app just to get some content. Oh yeah, I remember earlier I mentioned I'm really thinking about that, man. Like, what if I switch through the dudes on here? If I'm in, all right. So all right. I don't want to do this, and I don't feel comfortable doing this. But and also, I can't show you guys my screen right now. So that's also going to be weird. I'm really thinking of changing this over, and I might instantly... it's weird. I don't even have to change this from I'm interested in women to men to see, like, guys. Because I've been on this app before, and, like, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100, it's so rare. But it'll be like Becky, Jennifer, Laura, Jessica, Allie, Tanisha, Dale. Did you get lost, Dale? Where the fuck are you come from? It's not like a girl with the name Dale. It's like a dude, like with just a regular average Joe. Like, totally got lost, and he wasn't even like gay. It's just a normal guy's profile, just somehow gets caught in that whole. It's like the one time you go into that bar that you're suspiciously like, there's no girls here. What the hell is going on? That's weird, And then you never go back to that bar because you think, oh, that bar's a total sausage fest. But yeah, that's because it's a gay bar. I had a friend bring me to one time about 10 years ago. And you could feel eyes burning holes in your back. Not where I want to feel anything, okay? So I left shortly after we were there, and then I found out that my friends went back several times over the next few months. So, but, we learn things about our friends, and we realize if they're a good fit for us. So that's okay, that's okay. It's, see, and the things that make it all better during the quarantine, we've been seeing a lot more pet pictures, a hell of a lot more pet pictures, a lot. Shit, I shared, here's a picture of the cutest little potato you've ever seen. It's my cat. My cat's so cute. And unfortunately, I can't live with my cats after my parents move. But man, I feel bad because my parents are stuck here. They were supposed to live with me for less than a week. They got here, and then the quarantine started 2 days later. So now their house is like in limbo, and then they have to wait for it to get finished. So for me now to deal with my parents being here and trying to make content, it's definitely a little difficult. And then when I explain that to them, they're like, "Oh, don't stop us from doing what you want to do." And it's like, well, yeah, I appreciate that. But when you're watching Bar Rescue and John Taffer is like, "You can't serve people shots of bleach! What are you doing?" And screaming at some dude, and he's like, "Well, we sell bleach instead of alcohol because the bleach is technically cheaper and it cleans the glasses." And then he's like, "Are you fucking crazy?" He's screaming. My parents are sitting right there, and I'm like, I can't really, having trouble, mother and father. But I told them I'm going to get them headphones for the TV, and I'm actually going to be getting back to casting, doing some esports casts. It's going to be very, very exciting, because now, what else is there to do, What the hell else is there to do? There's been so many of these people that are saying, "I'm giving out $50, I'm giving out $100, drop your Cash App." Man, so many people are giving out money to help during these times. That's good though. That's awesome. Influencers, you're being smart about that. That's definitely cool. I mean, you could use toilet paper as currency at this point. Actual currency. Oh my God. I need to start tanning. Some of you roasting me and saying I'm pale as fuck. Have you met me? Huh? I went to Florida for like 4 days. Oh man, did I feel so good. No, it was a week. I was in Florida for a week last year, and oh my God, did I ride that tan. I rode that tan when I came back. Whoo, I felt good. And then after it went away, I didn't leave the house. You feel so nice when you get a tan. It's so weird how you feel more cultured, I wish I can get a tan just sitting here at the computer. Maybe if I open my window a little bit more, we can get the sun in here. Shit. Damn. WrestleMania was this past weekend, and it was the strangest fever dream I've ever witnessed for WrestleMania. It had no crowd whatsoever when WrestleMania is used to having 70,000 people in it. Holy shit. I mean, thank God they didn't have all those people. But it made some of the matches struggled because there's no crowd and it's theatrics, so they need to make sure that they play into the crowd. So when you're not, a lot of the stuff doesn't land. But man, that Undertaker and AJ Styles match was the greatest thing WWE has ever produced. Shout out Matt Hardy for even implementing that seed of an idea into their brain with the whole broken brilliance thing. Anybody that is not a wrestling fan is so tuned out right now, but this is exactly why I need to have a wrestling podcast, because I could riff for hours on this crap. You got to hand it, though, to whether you guys are, this is coming back to everything we're going through. Whether you're a fan of wrestling or not, you got to hand it to those people for at least putting on a show still, still putting that show on. And then also just doing the best they could to entertain everybody and then just trying to take people's minds off of everything that's going on outside for a little bit. So that actually worked out. Can't hate them for that. Yeah, can't hate them for that. Can absolutely hate them for putting on a 45-minute last man standing match in an arena with no crowd. Don't do that again. Please. My God. I remember me and my friend used to have wrestling matches at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree was a dollar store, 99-cent store, whatever you call it in your area. They had this store. Me and my buddy would go into it, and we would have hardcore matches, and we would use the baking sheets, the thin aluminum baking sheets, the really thin ones that are almost made of tinfoil, like I think they're like used once. We would use them and smack each other over the head as hard as we could with them and use them as weapons. It was amazing. And we could brawl in those stores because they never cleaned the stores anyway, and there was product all over the floor. It was pretty sad. Did I mention this before? If you go in any department store and go into the shoe aisle, shoe bomb went off. A fucking shoe bomb. Shoes everywhere. It was like that in this store. It's like they have somebody that works in every department, but like Targets and Walmart and whatever, their budget. Oh, we don't have the budget for the shoe department. We don't have a shoe lifeguard on hand. Someone's trying to shop and they slip, and they're just drowning in boots and shitty fucking Skechers. There's no one on duty to save them. They're gonna find you after they do inventory on the store. Except they don't find you dead. They just reach in, pull you out, and then you have a Target shirt on, and now you're a Target employee. You become one with the network. It's not hard to get out, though. It's like in Walking Dead shit. It's not hard to get out. My buddy worked at Target, and he got fired after he stole a bunch of Xboxes from them. This is like over 10 years ago. But he'd be like, yeah, it's super easy. You just wait till they come in, you grab one, and you leave. And I'm like, yeah, you make that sound easy. No wonder you got fired. You absolute fucking buffoon. Oh, man. It's like, hey, man, why don't you keep 2 of them so you can play with yourself because I'm not your friend anymore. Alrighty then. Man. This world's going to hell in a handbasket, as people say. Whoever those people are. Parents. Holy shit. What's this about? What is this about? Could you guys explain this? So, I found this tweet that blew my fucking mind. After scrolling Twitter for a total of 3 minutes, name one girl without her hand in her profile pic. Why is that so fucking true? Why does every girl have a hand? Look, there's a hand. And there's a hand. And I see another hand, more of a wrist. She's a wrister. Even the anime characters have their hands. What is this? And then if you go to like my Instagram, like I'll just pick my Instagram randomly. There's not like one picture or selfie where you can see my hands. Oh, I got one right here where I'm holding the mic up. All right, big deal. Big deal. You know, I feel, man, why are there so many guys into foot fetishes? That doesn't make sense to me. If imagine how lucky you are as a guy if you're into hands. Oh my God, dude, you'd be blowing your gaskets right now with the amount of hands I'm seeing. This girl just straight up showed her pussy. This is mind-blowing. Every fucking girl has her hand in the picture. Dude, why? Why is that a thing? Is this like like something to do with our biology? Like, do girls have weaker neck muscles than guys? Like, are our traps just so superior that their head can't just stay upright, so they have to rig it somehow? What's the draw here? That's so funny. I'm gonna take more pictures where my hand's in it. So when I use the computer, my hands are I always have my hand up by my face when I use the computer. But now with and it's funny too, because you're not supposed to, everyone's saying don't, to take precautions during the quarantine. Don't touch your face as much, and stuff like that, to stop spreading germs or getting sick. And that's the crazy, unique, impressive thing about girls. They're not even like touching their face. They're showing their hands in an artistic way. Oh, we found a dude. Oh, Mayday. Oh, no. It's starting to transcend. This is how popular this podcast is. It is already catching on. I mean, shit. We're not even all the way through it, and you guys are already starting to be trendsetters. Well, the only good thing about this podcast not being that popular yet is that I don't have to do ads right now, ever. But hit up your boy, because I'm willing to sell out. It's okay, though. Wastebook Podcast episode 11 is wrapped up. I gotta roll my R's better. Holy shit. Can anybody help me out with that? I'm gonna come back with a 10. I'm gonna come back and roll my R's next week. We are going to be well improved. No, come on. We're gonna be paler. We're gonna have an even dirtier hoodie on, and my hair is going to be even worse. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Wastebook Podcast episode 11 in the books. I will catch you guys next week. If we're not live on Saturday with the regular podcast, we will be uploading sometime around this time, maybe a day or two before or after. But either way, keep it locked. Stay safe, and I'll hug you guys once it's legal again.